Okay, we're here at PAX Saturday and I'm with Garth from Goaty Entertainment, greatest of all time interactive. And we're talking about your game, 22 Racing World Championship Series.
Yep, that's right.
So tell us a little bit about the game. How did it all begin? What's the genesis of 22 Racing?
Yep. So I'm a big fan of video games. I've been making games for 20 years. I've been playing them since I was a little kid. And I love racing cars and motorbikes on the track as well, but I've never felt like a racing game gave me the depth and feeling I wanted from a racing game, if that makes sense. I wanted to have a game that had a bit more high speed, but real physics, and a bit of metagame stuff with some in-game upgrades and some strategy as well.
From the outset, you can look at it and see Wipeout or F-Zero or something to that effect. But you know, in terms of the physics and getting it the feel that you like, what has led you to where you are in terms of getting that feel? What's important to you about the way that it plays?
Yeah, so it's very important to me to have real physics in a game. Sometimes games can be, racing games with real physics can be a bit too deep and a bit too complex, but I wanted to try to look at what a future racing series would be if it had real physics but cars that were a bit more highly developed than what we have today. So trying to go for that physical feel, but with an unreal kind of speed. So, but it's all real physically simulated. So everything's legit.
Tell us a bit about Goaty Entertainment. How did the team get together? Where did the idea for this begin?
The idea began sort of like one of the early games of Stunt Car Racer that I played on the Amiga 500. That was one of the first 3D physics racing games, and it was set on this roller coaster track, which I thought was really nice, but it ran at like 5 frames a second, and it was really early. So I just wanted to take that to the next level, and yeah, so bring all that together. The team itself, I worked at Chrome Studios in Melbourne and Atari as a lead artist, and had a great team around me. So we've got together with a few of the coders and some artists to put this together.
This is the first time it's been shown in public, am I right?
Yeah, it's our first official showing. So we put the last 2 mechanics in last week. So
how old is the game now?
Oh, it's actually about 7 years old. We've made all our own engine, our physics, all our own technology. So we've had a bit of work to do. Yeah, but it's been a slow process, but we've finally got it to show state last week.
That's really impressive. Now, one thing, when I played it, I was playing on the Oculus over there.
Yep.
Was that something that you had in mind? Probably not 7 years ago, but
7 years ago.
How have you found developing with Oculus, and what's the response been on the floor?
The response has been surprisingly good. So if you show some footage of the game, you'll see it's got these roller coaster style tracks. You're like, I say, it's like a high speed car in a water slide. So it's pretty extreme. You think it'd be quite sort of sickness inducing, but surprisingly it's actually not, because you're in control of the car. You're not just on a roller coaster, you're in control. And we've had to adapt a few things for the VR. So as you said, we didn't think about VR when we started. But I think we're lucky that we have a VR-ready game, and we've just been able to do some little tricks to make it even more appeasing. And
what are the goals long-term for 22 Racing? Do you want to take it to certain platforms? Do you want to start a Kickstarter? Where do you see it going in the future after PAX?
Okay, so we want to do Steam release. That's probably in about a year, so Q4 2018. We are registered with Sony and Microsoft for Xbox One and PS4, so that will come, say, a year or two after the Steam release. Long term, I've got a lofty goal of making this into hopefully an esport. That's why we're going for a strategy style resource-based system. So as you play, you've got to own track, so you own resources on the track, and then you have to use your resources to upgrade your car, and it's got a lot of team play as well. So yeah, I'd like to, if I can get a community around it, get some online competition and keep on making this game forever. This is not a game that I want to make and release and forget. I want to keep on supporting this like a series.
Well, it's all come together really professionally. I think as from an outsider looking at it as a prototype, it's really got, I think, the foundations there, and I've got to congratulate you on that. I really enjoyed my time playing it on the floor. So if people want to follow 22 Racing and its future, how can people get in touch with you? How can they keep up to date with what's happening?
So our website is 22series.com. So you can go on there. On there you can buy pre-order to the game as well. So it's like a very early access version. You have to kind of bear with us as we kind of make improvements. We've got a Facebook page. You can get in contact with us on there as well. And we'll be doing a forum soon, so we're going to have a bit of a roadmap of development. So a place that people can see what we're doing and have feedback on what they want to see as well.
Well, Garth, it's been a real pleasure talking to you about your game, and I wish you all the best in the future. Thanks for talking with us.
Yeah, thank you very much.